Hi, my name is dpater, and I'm here talking to you, employees of the Lighthouse Rehabilitation Center, to encourage you to pay attention to what's going on in our legal system that could definitely concern our jobs and our positions here. The topic that I'm going to introduce to you today is the Auto No-Fault Bill, HB 4936. Senator Lund introduced this in 2011 to the legislature in Michigan, and they are trying to get this passed. So you need to know a little bit about how it might affect us and how it might affect citizens of Michigan. The intention of the bill would be to eliminate no-fault insurance in the state of Michigan. They want to lower the insurance cost, is what they're informing us of, and by eliminating lifetime coverage. I have a video that I'd like to show you to start out showing you how the public's responding to this bill and what the need really is out there. So we'll do that, and then we'll come right back and talk about the rest of it.
Changes could be coming to Michigan's no-fault vehicle insurance. Right now, if you suffer catastrophic injuries in a crash or your child does, then any expenses due to the crash are covered for life. But now the insurance industry and most of the Republican lawmakers want to put limits on that and have you select coverage, allegedly to save money. Tonight, as Local 4's Jim Kurtzner shows you, angry opposition to those changes is hitting the street.
The purpose of this rally is dubbed Protect People, not the profits of the insurance company. You can see people in this group in wheelchairs. They get lifetime benefits right now after being in a car accident. Those could disappear, these people say, if this change in Lansing happens.
I'm only 33 years old. I hope to live a very long time, and it's not been made clear by insurance companies or legislators that this fund will continue to support my lifetime medical needs.
Erica was in a car crash 10 years ago. She's paralyzed from the chest down.
My husband and I have an in-home attendant care person 16 to 18 hours a day, most of the days of the week.
This coalition has been formed to fight the proposed change to no-fault car insurance. They staged this first informational picket in Southfield. People who need the lifetime care get it paid for by the Michigan Catastrophic Care Association. The insurance companies say that state fund will not last, and they're getting support from Republicans.
If they slow this race to the finish line down and drill down on getting the actual data, everyone will see that it's a false assertion to say that it's unsustainable.
A survey of Michigan citizens reported that 68% of respondents said that they believe Michigan's auto insurance rates are increasing. However, they don't feel that the lifetime coverage is the reason that those rates are increasing. It could be more accidents. You know, the rules that we've put into place for helmets and seat belts and texting while driving and all of those are all to reduce the rate of accidents and reduce our insurance cost across the board. Medical expense coverage that's going to be reduced in this next bill is really critical to look at. It's going to affect us directly. The current lifetime coverage for reasonable, services and customary care will no longer be there. They're going to eliminate it. Whatever coverage you have, and they're going to lower the requirement to $250,000. And so therefore, people that don't make a lot of money and just need to get the bare minimum so that they're legal to drive their car are probably going to take that $250,000, and we'll get into that a little bit more and how that could play out. Employees driving vehicles furnished by their employers, such as many of you, are limited to the amount that the employer chooses. So your accident, your injuries are only going to be covered to the amount, you don't even have a say in it. It depends on the coverage that the employer selects for their vehicles in their fleet, even though you're driving it. And the legislation contains no guidelines regulating how insurance companies can price this new coverage. They're telling us if we do this, it's going to reduce our insurance, but there's nothing in the bill that states that they must lower our premiums or that they have to reduce it by a certain percentage. There's no wording whatsoever in that bill that requires insurance companies to do that. In-home attendant care benefits are going to be reduced. Again, many of us take part in this. So they're looking at reducing, only paying out $11 an hour in a total of 56 hours a week. That's more than a 40-hour work week, but we take care of many clients that need around-the-clock care. They would no longer be able to receive that. They would get 56 hours a week, maybe an 8-hour day, 7 days a week. Who's going to help them medical with their needs and their ADLs, their daily living skills, when they're not anymore going to be covered to bring a direct care worker into their home? Limited coverage for motorcyclists. The limit of PIP, personal and property coverage, is going to be $250,000. Even if they've elected and paid for a higher medical expense coverage, they are limited to $250,000. Increased threshold for drunk and at-fault drivers. Michigan is a current no-fault state. The new threshold recognizes less injuries that constitute serious impairment as a matter of law. So many of the permanent blindness, permanent deafness, certain brain injury, things that are going to be lifetime aren't covered under this new law. So what aren't the insurance companies telling us? We have this bill and we have all these commercials and they're telling us that we need to pass this, we need to lower Michigan's auto insurance rates. Don't say how much. What else aren't they telling us? What else do we need to be thinking about as members of Michigan that may affect us? They refuse to guarantee cost savings in exchange for lower benefits. Drivers will have to purchase more insurance to protect themselves from uninsured drivers without the no fault. Right now, I'm covered. If somebody hits me and they don't have insurance, this no fault insurance provides some protection for me. We're not going to have that, so I'm going to have to sue this person. And I don't know if they have any money. So the old, you can't get blood out of a rock. You could sue somebody, but if they don't have anything, you're never going to recuperate your money. Seriously injured drivers will be forced onto some type of welfare program. You can blow through $250,000 in a hospital before you even are sent home if it's a serious injury. MRIs and other expensive equipment are used to diagnose especially traumatic brain injuries. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to sell your assets to pay anything, or you're going to have to sell your assets in order to get any kind of help. But a lot of Michigan taxpayers are going to end up having this paid by other Michigan taxpayers in the form of Medicaid reimbursement to hospitals, because people won't be able to afford their medical bills in order to be taken care of, or they'll simply have to go without care, and we don't even want to talk about that. There's no rate reduction promise, as I mentioned earlier, and the math is all wrong. They put this, do the math. Michigan drivers receive the best auto insurance coverage in the nation at a rate that is only 5% above the national average. So yes, we may pay 5% more than another state, but we have phenomenal coverage. It's no different than looking at health insurance plans that are out there now. You can buy a zero deductible, 100% coverage health plan, but it is going to cost you a little more. Or you can go out and buy a medical deduction of $3,000 with a $40 copay and only 70% coverage. Yes, you're going to pay less, but you're not going to be covered as much in if you have to have surgery or major medical. In Michigan, we average $493.56. The country average is $471.09. That's a difference of $22. I don't think $22 is worth giving up the coverage that we have now. It'll provide inadequate medical care for severe injured. Unless you can afford it, you're going to be very limited on what you can get from your provider. There'll be a loss of jobs. We employ over 500 employees statewide to take care of people that can no longer take care of themselves. If we can't get reimbursed for that, we will have to eliminate those jobs, or some of them. Increased taxes. when nobody can pay for their medical care and they go on Medicaid to get these things paid for, they're going to have to increase our taxes eventually in Michigan to make up for that deficit that they're using. Increased risk of financial ruin for Michigan. The last thing we need right now is less jobs and more expenses, and this is what this could lead to. Increased health insurance costs. Once you use up your auto policy, your $250,000, the next thing to be billed is your health insurance. And if we start increasing the claims on our health insurance is going to increase. It's already very expensive and almost too expensive for most people to have. And increased litigation. Without the no fault, there'll be more people suing. You'll be suing the driver, you'll be suing, the passenger, you'll be suing each other. So there could be a lot more litigation, a lot of attorneys involved in trying to either recover funds or find fault. What can you do? Get involved. Stay current on the topic, which we'll try to help you do. Write emails to your senators, make phone calls, attend the meet and greets. They set up meet and greets with our representatives and our senators to talk about issues such as these. We want to put this to a vote and let the people of Michigan vote on whether or not we want to pay for no-fault insurance. We don't want this decision made for us. You can make a difference. That email, that phone call takes you 5 minutes, and you will be helping the people of Michigan. You are better now informed on what this bill does and what it doesn't do, and I encourage you to take part and make a difference in Michigan. Thank you.